Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video you'll see a review of Ragnir Gunnstein, and we'll talk about whether or not the Forge World models are worth the price. I'm currently building a 6,000 point Astra Militarum army, and you can follow along all the progress on my channel. But I needed a Tech Priest engine seer for the army, but I just didn't think this model fitted in with the vibe I was going for. Because I'm going Katachan heavy with this army, I thought it would be fun to bring this orangutan Jokero weaponsmith in and proxy him as the Tech Priest engine seer. But I changed my mind and thought he would be much better as a psyker. Having some crazy orangutan running around the jungle just sounds like a real fun idea and fits in perfectly with what I had in mind for the Katachans. So I needed a new engineer mechanic figure for the army, and then I come across this guy, Ragnir Gunnstein, and this is a Necromunda model, and he looked just perfect. So I went to Forge World and found him, but he's £22. Now this is not a cheap model by any standards, and I hadn't ordered from Forge World before, so this was the first time I'd be doing it. And I'd seen some models on videos, the larger ones where they're warped. I've seen some of the smaller ones that didn't look that good, but the pictures they showed on the website for this guy really did look fantastic. The unpainted images look really crisp. I didn't know if this was a rendered image or whether this was actual photos, so I thought I'd give it a go, and then with delivery it's an extra £3.50. So this model was £25.50, the most expensive single character model for the army. I looked everywhere online for something similar that was cheaper, but even just couldn't find anything. So this guy was just perfect, and so I thought I'd just go for it. I thought it would be cool to share the experience with you in case you are thinking of ordering from Forge World. So in this video, you'll see an unboxing of the miniature and then go through some up-close shots with some of the other models, metal, resin and plastic, to give you a good idea of the quality. And then hopefully that's going to help you decide whether or not you think it's worth it. Here we go, here's Ragnir Gunnstein in the packaging that we get from Forge World. And this is all branded for Necromunda. And so you can see it's in this plastic blister pack. And so nice and simple packaging, but a great image on the front just to show you exactly what the miniature will look like. Right, let's get him open and we'll have a good look. So I'm just going to cut this along here and down here, and we'll pop him open, have a look at all the contents in detail. I've got to say I was really impressed from what I can see through the packet, so I'm looking forward to getting some real nice close-up shots of this. So we've got some special rules in there. Good job I didn't cut through it too much. We've got his card. So yeah, be aware of that if you are going to cut it open like I did. I nearly spoiled that, so that was lucky. So these are going to be the special rules and also the stat card for Necromunda. We'll have a close look at those later. And then we've got the insert card there with an introduction to him. But, you know, I'm going to come up with a narrative myself for him for the Katachan army. So, but that's great if you play Necromunda. Now here we've got all the details, all the contents. And so we get these really cool little ammo boxes. He's got a rucksack, the arms, the body, some extra pieces and tools, and then we've got the base. So let's have a little look at this base first. So this is going to be a 25mm base, and you see these a lot with the Necromunda models. Now I'm going to have to put him on a 32mm base for the role he's going to play in my army, so I'll be saving that for a different project. And then I'll be making him a little bit taller as well, just so he's about the same height as a Tech Priest. I'll use some things on the base for that. Let's look at the body first. Okay, so we're focused right in now. And look at the details on this. They are really good, really crisp, really detailed. The belt buckle's fantastic, and all the different grenades and things are really well done. So this is nice. This has been done really well. So this was a 2019 model. He's got some more grenades on his belt. Yeah, this guy looks awesome. So really good detail there. I was a bit worried at first because I've seen some things from Forge World that just didn't look great for the money. But I'm really happy with this. Let's have a look at his arms as well. So that detail continues. The tools are really nice. We've even got the trigger in there and the trigger finger, the strapping. That's really well done. Some more tools here and part of the gun. And let's have a look at his face. Yeah, that's good. That's been done really well. Look at that. Super crisp. That's going to be great to paint. And the beard and hair is fantastic. So yeah, really impressed with this. Much better than I thought it was going to be. One of the things I saw was the Cyclops demolition vehicle, and it just looked really bad in some videos from Forge World. So it was almost put me off, but I'm glad I went for it with this because that looks great. Then we've got these cases, and so we've got his rucksack and an ammo case. Now this rucksack has got loads of cool stuff coming out of it. That looks really good. Yeah, brilliant. So loads of detail there. And then we've got one final little piece here. So we can use these on the base. He might even stand on them. I might do that to get that extra height from him. But even those look really good. Look at that. Really nice. Now I'll go and take some close-up shots of these rules and this here as well, so you can have a good look at what's included there. I'll get the model built so you can see what it's like put together. I won't do the base yet for him, but I'll just have him ready, stood up next to some other models so you can get a good idea of the size. I won't go through these images in detail because this is for Necromunda, but you can just pause it and hopefully then that'll be crisp enough for you to check out what's contained, because this isn't going to apply to how I'm using the model, but hopefully it'll give you a good idea what you will get if you play Necromunda. And here's Ragnir all built now. I'm going to be changing his name for the Catachans, but yeah, great looking model as you saw from the close-ups from the sprue parts, but I've snipped everything off now. The clean-up was really nice and easy. Nothing to do with that base, so we'll just ignore that for the minute. But here's the model all put together. And I've got to say, went together really easily. I was a bit worried about gluing the barrel onto the shotgun, but that went on straight away too. I'm really happy with the quality. I mean, just so crisp. It matched up with the images from the website perfectly, and just, yeah, went together no problem at all. So I didn't have any issues whatsoever assembling it. This barrel does feel solid, but I wonder if it will snap off at some point. We'll have to wait and see. But it's on there for now and feels pretty sturdy, so that's great. But yeah, with the pack on his back, I think that looks good. You don't have to put it on him. You've got the option to leave it off, so you could put it on the base if you wanted to. But I just thought it suited him having it on there. And yeah, it looked great. And then I'll have the crates on the base alongside him, so that's going to add some features to that. Here's one of the ammo crates, just great detail again. You can see it's nice and crisp, so really well done. And that's going to just look brilliant with him next to him, or maybe even stood on it, so to give him that extra height so he can reach the areas of the tanks to fix them or to reload, that kind of thing. And I thought it'd be fun to put in alongside some models. So here's one from Gaunt's Ghost, and you can see just how crisp Ragnir is compared to a high quality plastic model. There really is a big difference here looking at it, and so I'm hoping when I paint this, all those little details and the crispness of the model is really going to come through. But yeah, definitely a big improvement on the plastic. Let's have a look at a resin model. We've got Sly Marbo here, and I thought this was pretty good, but when I compare the two of them, I mean, there's a big difference again. You can really see that the one on the left is much better in detail. It just looks a lot crisper, even compared to the fine cast ones. I don't know how much of this is going to come through when it's painted, because, I mean, the packs on Sly Marbo are pretty good and all the details are great, but when alongside them, like this, next to each other, there is a big difference. Now let's have a look at Gunnery Sergeant Harker, a metal model, and these are worlds apart. Look at those different faces. That's insane. So yeah, I think for the price, it does seem a lot of money, £25.50 for one model. But putting him alongside these resin, plastic and now metal miniatures, I just think the quality just shines through. So yeah, really good model. I'll be putting him on a 32mm base, so he's in line with the rules for the engine seer. And I was thinking about maybe using some of these ammo crates for him to stand on, so I've left him just on the sprue part for a minute. So if I could pop him on those, that's going to give him an extra bit of height, but I want him to be around the same size as some of the main characters. So, you know, here's Colonel Ironhand Strachan there, so I want him to be about that size. Now we've seen the model up close and all the components, I think Forge World images really do represent what you're going to get from the model. So it is really great quality and comes, as you can see here, on the image. But I don't think this is the same for all models from Forge World, and I've seen a few videos about this Cyclops demolition vehicle that just doesn't really look crisp at all. It looks like almost like a a rough sculpt. An awesome model though, and it goes inside a chimera if you want to, comes out and then blows up the enemy. But for the money, for one model, for just such a small model, I really don't know if it was worth it. So for this, rather than paying that money for one, I went onto Etsy and bought these three for the same price. So these came out at £5 each, plus postage and packaging. And I must admit, I don't like the look of them. This resin in red looks really cheap. It doesn't feel great. And so once I've painted it though, I think it'll be all right. And then once I've done that, I'll put another video up just about the Cyclops demolition vehicle and some options for picking up cheaper versions from other companies. And then, yeah, once it's painted and if I'm happy with it, then I'll link to where I got this from. But I don't want to put a link now and then it not be very good when it's painted. So yeah, I want to make sure it's good before I recommend it. Another great option is Anvil Industry. Now, I've got a load of their products to do here on the channel, and I'll be doing a separate video real soon on that. But they've got this little beast, and it's roughly the same size, and I think this would make a great version of it. So yeah, this could be a good way to go as well. So although I'm really happy with Ragnir Gunnstein as my first Forge World purchase, I think there's certainly some options on there that might not be as good and as much value for money. So picking up something like this from an independent 3D printer or game creator, I think is a good way to go. To answer the question, are the models worth it? I would say they're worth as much as you're willing to pay at the end of the day. And for me, Ragnir Gunnstein was the perfect model for what I had in mind for my army, and it was well worth it for him. If you'd like to follow along with the progress of my army, then I'm doing like almost daily diaries showing you every step of the way from all the boxes here on the table to a fully painted army ready for battle. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it's helpful, and I'd also love to hear your experience of Forge World. Have you bought models from there that you're happy with? Did you have some issues? Let me know in the comment section below. It would be great to hear your stories. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.